Have you ever noticed how some men walk into a room and women are instantly drawn to them, while others get ignored as if they weren't even there? It almost looks unfair. Two men standing side by side, maybe even with the same looks or money, yet women instantly choose one and dismiss the other. Why does this happen? This isn't about luck, and it's not just about looks. It's about psychology, female psychology. And once you understand it, you'll see that attraction follows patterns, patterns you can actually learn. And if you bring a stoic mindset into this, you stop chasing approval, you stop asking, why not me? And you start becoming the man women naturally gravitate toward. Today, I'll break down exactly why women choose some men instantly and reject others. We'll explore the psychology behind it, and then I'll show you how to use the stoic mindset to rise above the noise and become unforgettable. Let's begin. First, let's destroy a common myth. Most men think women choose based on looks alone. That's wrong. Looks might open the door, but they rarely keep it open. If that were true, every good-looking man would never struggle in relationships. But we all know that isn't reality. What really matters is presence. How a man carries himself, his energy, his emotional stability. That's what female psychology is wired to respond to. See, women aren't consciously saying, I like him because he's stoic and grounded. It's deeper. Their subconscious is scanning for signals. Does he look like he can handle pressure? Does he look like he needs me or like he's complete without me? Does he create a feeling of safety or does he create tension? These are primal questions. Women don't have to think about them. They just feel the answers. Now let's talk about the first big difference between the man she chooses instantly and the man she rejects. Emotional control. The man she rejects? He often leaks his emotions everywhere. Maybe he's too eager, laughing too loudly, over-explaining, bragging, or trying to win her approval. Women sense that immediately. They feel the pressure. The man she chooses? He's composed. He's not rushing. He's not trying to fill silence. He knows that his presence alone is enough. He doesn't need her reaction to feel okay about himself. That calmness is magnetic. Female psychology 101. Women feel attraction through safety and emotional rhythm. A man who is steady creates that rhythm. A man who is unstable breaks it. The second difference, certainty versus uncertainty. When a man walks into a room uncertain of himself, women sense it. He hesitates before speaking, second guesses his words, or seeks validation with his eyes. This uncertainty signals weakness, not in strength, but in self-belief. On the other hand, when a man moves with certainty, it communicates leadership. He knows who he is. He doesn't need to impress anyone. His certainty puts her at ease. This is where stoicism comes in. A stoic man accepts that he can't control how others see him, only how he carries himself. He shows up steady, consistent, and unshaken. That certainty becomes his aura. The third difference, attachment versus independence. Here's a harsh truth. A man who looks like he needs a woman instantly loses his power. Female psychology interprets neediness as instability. Why? Because if you need her to validate you, you'll collapse the moment she withdraws it. That's emotional risk she doesn't want to take. But the man who is independent, who is whole within himself, he doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't chase after every smile. His world is already full. If she joins it, great. If she doesn't, he's still steady. This doesn't mean you're cold or emotionless. It means you aren't desperate. Women are drawn to men who choose them, not men who beg for them. The fourth difference, masculine stillness versus restless energy. Think about it. Some men can't sit still. They're fidgeting, over-talking, checking their phone, laughing nervously. That energy screams insecurity. But the man she chooses, he's still, grounded. His body language is relaxed, his shoulders steady, his eye contact calm. That stillness tells her, this man is in control of himself. And when you control yourself, she feels you can handle life, and maybe even her emotions too. That's attractive on a deep, primal level. And the fifth difference, focus, the man she rejects. He scatters his attention. He looks around the room, tries to impress everyone, or jumps into conversations just to be noticed. He spreads himself thin. The man she chooses, he focuses. When she speaks, he listens. When he talks, his words are deliberate. He doesn't chase every distraction. He makes her feel like she's the only person in the room. That kind of focus creates intimacy instantly. Female psychology tells us women crave presence, and presence is built through focus. Now let's pause here. Notice something important. None of these differences are about being tall, rich, or looking like a model. They're about psychology. They're about mindset. And this is where the Stoic mindset gives you the advantage. Because the Stoic man is unshaken by what he can't control. He doesn't panic if she doesn't laugh. He doesn't crumble if she doesn't smile. He remains steady, and in doing so, he becomes more attractive. Let's push deeper. Why do women reject some men instantly? Because those men broadcast one thing: fear. Fear of rejection, fear of silence, fear of being ignored, and fear is contagious. When she feels it, she steps away. Why do women choose some men instantly? Because those men broadcast something else: calm confidence. They don't need her, but they welcome her. They don't chase, but they don't ignore. They create a space where she feels safe, seen, and steady. And that's when female psychology flips the switch of attraction. So how do you become that man? Let me give you some practical steps. 1. Practice stillness. Slow down your body movements. Breathe. Sit with silence. The less restless you are, the more control you project. 2. Detach from outcome. If she laughs, good. If she doesn't, also good. Your value doesn't rise or fall based on her reaction. 3. Stay grounded in your values. Know who you are before you walk in. If you need her to tell you, you've already lost. 4. Focus fully. When you're with her, give her your undivided attention, not with neediness, but with presence. 5. Embrace rejection. Stoicism teaches us rejection isn't failure. It's simply reality showing itself. Don't fear it. Accept it. When you embody these steps, you naturally become the man women choose without hesitation. Now, let's recap in plain terms. Why do women choose some men instantly and reject others? It comes down to female psychology. Women are drawn to men who are calm, confident, and emotionally steady. Women reject men who leak neediness, fear, or restless energy. Looks and status help, but presence is what makes the difference. And the Stoic mindset, that's your key. Because when you stop chasing, when you stay grounded, when you focus on what you can control, you become untouchable. So next time you ask yourself, why not me? Remember this: women aren't looking for the loudest man in the room. They're looking for the man who doesn't need the room at all. The man who carries his own world within him. Be that man and she'll choose you every time. Now, let me ask you, have you ever seen a woman instantly choose another guy and wondered what he had that you didn't? Drop your story in the comments. Let's talk about it. And if this video gave you clarity, hit subscribe. Because I'm going to keep giving you the psychology, the Stoic wisdom, and the practical tools you need to master attraction the right way. Because when you understand this, women don't just notice you, they choose you.